Hello guys. Well, today we have our first exercise based on a Django Reinhardt phrase I've taken from his improvisation on Billet Doux. I don't know if I pronounced that well. First, I want to analyze a little bit the original phrase, not the whole phrase, but the harmonic context. Because I changed it. It's not the phrase exactly like Django played it. On the tune is in G. I took this phrase from this harmonic context. B7, E7, and then A minor with the bass in C, and then he plays a C sharp diminished. Okay, so, but I liked what he played at first over B7 and E7. So from the end of the E7, I changed a little bit the phrase, and I ended it on an A6. So I made an exercise using, I don't know, like an 85% of what Django did, and then I played an ending to the phrase, to that phrase, which is really simple, and I used a widely used little phrase by Django, which is that one. On an A would be the third, major third, the octave, major third again, and the major ninth, which you have this chord, right? This is a major ninth chord. So let's analyze the whole phrase now. It's really simple, but it has some interesting things. I think they are important to highlight. First, we have on the B7 chord, he plays just the B7 arpeggio, not the B7 arpeggio, the B arpeggio. You know, which are the notes? B, D sharp, F sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp. So here I'm going to leave here the diagram of what I'm talking now. If we have the basic diagram from the root, it's this one, right? If you want the whole diagram, you can play two notes on the sixth string. That's the B arpeggio, and he used that on a B7 chord. Okay, but he plays just the whole arpeggio, but from the fourth string, from the major third. That one. If you play this with 8-note swing with swing, and we have one note per string, which is useful for the right hand, right? Because you have down, 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 up. right? Then we have a little phrase on the E7th chord, and I think the most important thing to highlight here is right at the beginning of that bar, when he plays that 8-note triplet. And look here, look how at least I hear it that way. That's why I transcribed the song this way. Perhaps many people play when you have a triplet. Many people plays hammer on and a pull off, right? So that would be, right? But I hear a hammer on and not a pull off, just a hammer on, and then he plays again with the pick, the third note of this triplet, which is interesting when you play at speed, because you have this. Look at the right hand. You can play faster this way. As you know, I transcribe a lot of tunes, and many of these tunes are from, for example, Angelo DeBar, Jimmy Rosenberg, etc. Angelo uses a lot, at least I heard a lot on his tunes when I transcribe it, this little thing, especially on the first string, this hammer on and the third note is without a pull off, but the pick is it gives an upstroke. That could be an exercise, right? Or but you have to look the right hand. So that's what I hear Django plays here. So far we have this. That's the whole phrase. That's the whole phrase slowly. Again. Right? So the arpeggios used here are the B7, the B, in fact. Then we have an E9 chord. This is the arpeggio. Here. But with a ninth. And then we have, as we said before, the third and the ninth, and we end up having this chord, right? And the arpeggio here, there isn't an arpeggio, but you could use, for example, an A6 arpeggio. Right? For that chord. Okay, then we want to play this through the whole fretboard, through the 12 keys. So we have to, in order to do that, we have to play this in two different positions, because otherwise we would need to jump all over the fretboard, and we want to move smoothly, right? So I arranged this little phrase into the middle four strings, because the whole phrase it's in four strings, right? Just four strings. Then we have to play this on the middle four strings. I'm going to show you this using the same harmonic progression, and that would be here. Then, you know. We said that the first thing we play on the B7, it's a B arpeggio. Well, we have that here. This will be the arpeggio, the full arpeggio. You have to learn all these arpeggios, triads, and seventh. You know, not only seventh, but for example, major sixth, minor sixth, but also major seventh, minor seventh, seventh, diminished, half diminished. I think that those are the basic ones, right? But first the triads, because you can use triads on the solos, you know. Okay. Right? On the E7th chord, we use this widely used position. This arpeggio up here, very useful. And then we have this ending, which is the same. We end up having an A9th, but up here, right? Not this. We start the exercise here, and we end up we finish the exercise here using this other one fingering. Beside these notes, I added a little chord when I finish the exercise. This just because to feel to feel a little bit the last measure, and that we don't have to wait so much time to start the other sequence, right? So that's why I use this, because it's useful. It's also useful to have these little voicings. So you can use this voicing on measures 6 and 9, right? You have those notes: the third, the sixth, the ninth, and the fifth. So here we don't have the tonic. I don't play it. Just that. Just the 4 notes. And for the other position, we have the tonic here, third, sixth, and ninth. So this is also major, sixth, ninth. Both fingerings are approached from half step below. So this time the full exercise would be this. The next sequence is right here. So I tell you this if you want to memorize it. If you don't have to read everything all the time, you know. You have to memorize. So the next sequence would be here, but with your third finger. And the next sequence is right here. I have this finger on the 12th fret here. You're going to start the next sequence 1 step below. So you have this. Next sequence is up here. Next sequence, 1 step below. And so on, right? I think this way. You have to play this exercise. What are you going to use here? Okay, I don't think you're going to use many times this whole phrase, you know, but I do think that you're going to use, for example, this in many different ways. This other one, you can change the rhythm, change notes, but you're going to use that. And this ending, we will probably use it many times in Gypsy Jazz, in different ways also, different phrases. So what's important here, as I think, it's that you're going to play this through the whole fretboard. You're going to develop your technical skills, and on the right hand and on the left hand you're going to learn arpeggios. You're going to use this little trick they use, because many people hears this. Similar. but not the same. So I think you're going to use these things separately, but you have to play this as an exercise through the whole fretboard. So when you have any harmonic situation, you can play it, right? So I would say that you have to practice these things, but you also have to practice the rhythm playing, you know? Then etc. And you have to be aware of what lines are you playing in each key. That's why we have the whole PDF analyzed, and with the key, all of these sequences have the key and the melodies and the chords. So you have three things to do here. You have to play the melody, you have to play the chords, and you have to analyze on the PDF what is being played, where is being played, and you have to say in which other place can I play, in which other place I can play these phrases, right? Because, for example, when you have this, huh? I'm playing this over A7, D7, G. In which other place I can play this? Here. Right? I thought, I don't know, I think about this automatically, but if I have to think this, then I would say, I think this way. For example, I think, well, the line starts on the major third of the dominant chord, right? So the C sharp. Then I want to start the phrase on the other set of strings. Then I look for the C sharp, and I play the whole phrase. Right? I think of this that way. How you analyze which notes you are playing, the harmonic context. Well, I know it's the major third, so I know it's A, and then the whole sequence comes to my mind. I know it's a secondary dominant, so it's an A7 secondary dominant of D7, and I know that D7 is the fifth of G, right? So I think that way quickly. For example, in which key we are playing here. Again, this is the E. We are in D, right? Sorry. Right? You have to do that. First, you depending on your skill, your ability, you are going to be able to play this exercise or not. If you're not able to play it at 220 BPM, don't worry, you can play it at 200 or even less. Or you can play it just separately. You know, you're going to play it like this. Right? Etc. And then the other one. And then trying to play both phrases together. Etc. You're going to find your way to play the whole phrase, you know. But it's important you practice things like this, because in these exercises I'm trying to find useful things and popular things, popular phrases and small resources, you know. In previous lessons we saw how important is this approach notes. One step below and a double chromatic just to play this note, right? And here we are looking at other small things like how Django used a lot this little arpeggio, how frequently he used this. For example, Angelo uses a lot when you go to a minor chord, the flat 9, right? The minor 9th. In this case, Django uses a major 9th. That's why I end up with a 6th chord, right? Okay, I think that's all. I think maybe later I'm going to say, oh, I should have talked about that, but I think it's a very long video, but I think these are important things, and I want to say all of this, you know. That's why I put the exercise right at the start of the video, so you can see it and that's it. And the people who want to spend time listening all these little details can do it too. And well, okay, now I want to talk a little bit about my Patreon. Remember, you can bought all these lessons right here following the link in the video description, or you can support me on my Patreon site. This is the 6th lesson I think I made. So maybe next week I'm going to put another backing track, to post another backing track, or maybe I'll continue with these small lessons, but I think they're important. In the future I would like to start posting, for example, Joe Pass or Wes Montgomery, etc. But I don't have a Gibson or those kind of guitars, so I would have to use this one or my Stratocaster, Fender Stratocaster. Maybe I think the important thing would be the analysis and the exercise I'm going to make instead of the quality of the sound we're going to have. Okay, remember, if you can, bought this lesson, it's useful for me, for my job, or support me on Patreon, and you will end up having a lot more things instead of one lesson. You will have months of lessons and PDFs, depending on the tier you use on Patreon. Okay, guys, I hope you liked this little video, and see you next time.